right, so I'm a long-time listener, first-time teller here. Been a judge. Figured it was time to let the stones be cast at me. So, foreign territory. I thought about this. I had a few stories, and I realized one of the weirdest places I ever lived was Kentucky. I was there for about 3 months. One summer during college, I was selling encyclopedias door to door. And it was a good job, despite your laughs. It was lucrative. I was pretty good at it, and I had a lot of fun doing it. Some days were tough. But I was on a hot streak one particular day that summer. And I worked out in the country selling these books to mostly like farm moms, people who kind of wanted something better for their kids. And this street, man, it was just like gold. I got the Smiths, you know, and at the Smiths I was like, listen, you guys, you know, the folks next door to you, they got kids? And they were like, yeah, they got a couple of Rugrats, you know, they might want some encyclopedias. And I was like, all right, well, you know, what are their names? He said, that's the Johnsons, they got Timmy, he's, I don't know, he's about 7, and they got Alicia, she's like 10. So I'm thinking, this is exactly what I need. This is good. So it was a good day. I was feeling confident. So I went on down the road, and the next place, the Johnsons, they lived up on this hill apparently. And as I'm kind of pulling up, I driving a Ford Probe back in the day, kind of low to the ground. Probe, not a good name for a car. Or anything really when you think about it. Anyway, so I'm in the Ford Probe, and I noticed at the base of this hill, leaning up against this tree, is a big piece of, not cardboard, but plywood. And painted in big red letters it says, "Beware of the dogs." Now, I had run into a lot of unfriendly dogs that summer, so I felt fairly well equipped to deal with them. So I go up the gravel driveway. I get up there, and these 3 big Rottweilers, about so big, come running towards my car immediately. I'm like, all right, one, I'm kind of confident with. I got this big bag of encyclopedias. You know, you kind of use them as a shield. You get to the door, you kind of knock, and you watch the dogs, and you knock, and you try to, you know, not get bitten. So I'm thinking, well, 3, that's a different story. So I kind of cracked the door of my Probe open a little bit. One of them kind of wedges his head in there, you know, and I'm thinking he's going to take a chunk out of my leg, but it's really friendly, and I'm kind of petting it, and I'm like, all right. Number 1, don't have to worry about. What about these other 2? So I start to open the door a little more, and the second one does the exact same thing, wedges his head in there next to the other one. This one seems friendly too, so I'm petting that one. I'm like, all right, you're cool, all right. That's the one that's going to take a chunk out of my hands. So I go ahead and I'm like, you know, I got to do this. This is a big day for me. I'm on a streak, not chickening out because of a Rottweiler. So I get out of the car, and the 3rd one comes up, and I'm wary, but he's cool too. And so in the back of my mind somewhere I'm going, there's a 4th Rottweiler here somewhere. Somewhere there's a 4th Rottweiler. So I go to the door with these 3 cool Rottweilers, and I'm still kind of trying to watch my back and knock on the door all at the same time. And Mrs. Johnson comes to the door, and I tell her what I'm doing, and she's like, come on in. So I go in, and I show her the encyclopedia. She's like, we'll take them. I'm like, I knew you would. I knew it. It's my day. So I go back out and getting in my car, and I'm kind of on cloud 9. It's a big day, making a lot of money. And for 1 second, I forgot about the 4th Rottweiler. Then I remembered, 4th Rottweiler, watch it. So I make it all the way to the car. Nothing happens. Roll down my windows. It's hot as hell in Kentucky. And I'm starting to pull around. I got a circular driveway, and I'm heading down the driveway. And I just catch something out of the corner of my eye. And I look over, and running next to my car, looking in the window, low to the ground Ford Probe, is a full-grown African lion. And this thing is just looking at me like this, right? And he's coming at me, and we get about halfway down the hill, and I'm hitting the accelerator, and all of a sudden he does this weird kind of like backflip. And I'm like, what the hell just happened? So I get to the bottom of the hill, I turn my car around, I go back up, and here's this lion pacing beside the road, and he's got this huge collar on and this chain attached. He had hit the end of it, and like nearly killed himself trying to get me. So I get back up to the house and I knock on the door, and the woman comes out with her kids, and they got tears coming down their eyes, and they're laughing so hard, watching the whole thing. And I say, beware of the dogs, beware of the fucking lion, lady.